Your own pace. In a small city, there was a young man named Ryan. Ryan was 25 years old, and he often felt like he was behind everyone else. Every morning, before he even got out of bed, he opened his phone. He looked at pictures of people traveling, buying new houses, starting new jobs, getting married, building businesses, and living what looked like perfect lives. Some of them were his old classmates, some were people he did not even know. But every time he looked at their photos, he felt the same heavy feeling in his chest. He thought, everyone is moving forward. Everyone knows what they are doing. Why am I still here? Ryan had a normal job. It was not terrible, but it was not his dream job. He had a small room, a few close friends, and enough money to live. But when he compared his life with others, everything he had seemed small. His room seemed too small. His job seemed too simple. His progress seemed too slow. His life seemed too ordinary. One evening, Ryan visited his grandfather, who lived in a quiet house near the edge of the city. His grandfather was old, but his eyes were bright and calm. He loved gardening, and every corner of his small yard was filled with plants. There were flowers, vegetables, herbs, and small trees. Some plants were tall and strong. Some were still tiny. Some had beautiful colors. Some were just green leaves. Ryan sat on a wooden chair and watched his grandfather water the plants. After a while, his grandfather asked, "Why do you look so tired?" Ryan sighed and said, "I feel like I am falling behind." "Behind who?" his grandfather asked. Ryan looked at his phone. "Everyone." His grandfather smiled softly. "That is a very large group of people to race against." Ryan did not laugh. He said, "People my age are doing so much. They have better jobs, better lives, better everything. I feel like I am not doing enough." His grandfather put down the watering can and sat beside him. Then he pointed to the garden. "Look at these plants," he said. "Do you see that tomato plant?" Ryan nodded. "It grows fast," his grandfather said. "In a short time it becomes tall, and soon it gives fruit. Now look at that small tree near the wall. It grows very slowly. For a long time it looks like nothing is happening, but one day it will give shade for many years." Ryan looked at the small tree. It was not impressive. It was thin and quiet, almost easy to ignore. His grandfather continued, "If the tree compares itself with the tomato plant, it will feel like a failure. But the tree is not a tomato plant. It has a different purpose. It has a different season. It has a different pace." Ryan was quiet. His grandfather said, "People are the same. Some people grow quickly in one part of life. Some people grow slowly. Some people look successful early. Some people find their way later. But slow growth is still growth." That night, Ryan walked home and thought about those words. Slow growth is still growth. The next morning, he opened his phone again, but this time he noticed something different. He noticed how quickly his mood changed when he started comparing himself with others. Before looking at his phone, he felt normal. After 10 minutes, he felt small. It was strange. Nothing in his real life had changed. His room was the same. His job was the same. His body was the same. His morning was the same. But his mind felt worse because he had spent 10 minutes looking at other people's best moments. Ryan realized something important. He was comparing his everyday life with someone else's highlight. He saw the happy photo, but he did not see the difficult nights. He saw the new job, but he did not see the years of trying. He saw the beautiful trip, but he did not see the stress, the work, or the problems behind it. He only saw the finished picture. And then he judged his whole life by that picture. For the first time, Ryan asked himself a simple question. What would my life feel like if I stopped comparing? He did not know the answer, but he wanted to find out, so he made a small decision. For 1 week, he would not check social media in the morning. At first, it was difficult. His hand moved toward his phone almost automatically, but each time he stopped himself and did something else. He opened the window. He drank a glass of water. He made coffee slowly. He wrote one sentence in his notebook. On the first day, he wrote, "I do not need to race with everyone." On the second day, he wrote, "My life is still valuable, even if it is quiet." On the third day, he wrote, "I can move at my own pace." These sentences were simple, but they helped him begin the day with a calmer mind. After 1 week, Ryan noticed that his mornings felt lighter. He still had problems. He still had work to do. He still had dreams that were far away. But he no longer started the day by telling himself he was not enough. This small change helped him see his life more clearly. He realized that he was not standing still. He was just moving slowly. He was learning a little every day. He was saving a little money every month. He was becoming more patient. He was getting better at his work. He was taking care of his family in small ways. He was trying, and trying mattered. Many people forget this. They think progress must be big to be real. They think if they are not moving fast, they are not moving at all. But real progress can be quiet. It can be reading 5 pages. It can be learning 10 new English words. It can be waking up 10 minutes earlier. It can be choosing not to give up. It can be resting instead of burning out. Progress is not always loud. Sometimes progress is silent. Sometimes it is something only you can see. A few weeks later, Ryan met his friend Mia for lunch. Mia had just started a new business, and many people admired her. Online, her life looked exciting and successful. Ryan used to feel jealous when he saw her posts, but now, sitting across from her, he noticed that she looked tired. Mia smiled and said, "You know, people think I have everything together, but I am scared most of the time." Ryan was surprised. "Really?" "Yes," Mia said. "I post the good moments because they are easier to share. But there are many hard moments too. I make mistakes. I worry about money. I compare myself with other people all the time." Ryan looked at her and laughed softly. "What's funny?" Mia asked. "I used to compare myself with you," Ryan said. Mia laughed too. "And I compare myself with people who look more successful than me." For a moment, they both sat quietly. Then Ryan said, "Maybe everyone is comparing themselves with someone else." Mia nodded. "And maybe no one really knows what they are doing." That conversation stayed with Ryan. He began to understand that comparison was like a circle with no end. There would always be someone ahead, someone richer, someone younger, someone more talented, someone with a better job, a better home, a better body, or a better life. If he kept comparing, he would never feel peaceful. So he decided to change the question. Instead of asking, "Am I better than them?" he asked, "Am I better than I was before?" This question was kinder. It was also more useful. When Ryan looked back at the person he had been 1 year ago, he could see small changes. He was more responsible. He understood himself better. He was less afraid of making mistakes. He was more honest about what he wanted. No, he was not perfect, but he was growing. And that was enough. One Saturday, Ryan returned to his grandfather's house. The garden looked a little different. Some flowers had opened. The tomato plant had grown taller. The small tree near the wall still looked almost the same, but its leaves were stronger. Ryan pointed at it and said, "It is still small." His grandfather smiled. "Yes, but it is alive, and it is growing in the way it is meant to grow." Ryan looked at the tree for a long time. Then he said, "I think I understand now." His grandfather nodded. "Good. Remember this. A flower does not bloom because it is jealous of another flower. It blooms because it receives light, water, time, and care." Ryan repeated the words in his mind. Light, water, time, care. Maybe people needed the same things. Not pressure, not comparison, not shame, but time and care. From that day on, Ryan still had dreams. He still wanted a better job. He still wanted to improve his English. He still wanted to travel, save money, and build a better future. But he stopped using other people's lives as a weapon against himself. He started using them as reminders. When someone succeeded, he tried to think, "That is possible," instead of, "I am behind." When someone shared good news, he tried to feel happy for them without feeling bad about himself. When he felt jealous, he asked, "What does this feeling tell me about what I want?" Slowly, jealousy became information, comparison became awareness, and pressure became motivation. Not always. He was still human. Some days he still felt behind. Some days he still looked at other people and wondered if he was doing enough. But now he knew how to come back to himself. He would close his phone, take a deep breath, look at his own life, and ask, "What is my next small step?" That question always helped, because life is not a race where everyone starts at the same line. Some people start with more support. Some people start with more money. Some people have confidence early. Some people need time to find it. We do not all carry the same weight, so we should not judge our journey by someone else's speed. If you are learning English, do not compare yourself with someone who speaks fluently. Compare yourself with the person you were last month. Can you understand more words now? Can you listen a little longer? Can you repeat more clearly? Can you feel less afraid? That is progress. If you are building a new habit, do not compare yourself with someone who has practiced for years. Compare yourself with the person who used to never start. Did you show up today? Did you try again? Did you take one small step? That is progress. If your life feels slow, remember the small tree. It does not grow quickly, but it grows deeply. It does not try to become a flower. It does not try to become a tomato plant. It does not ask why other plants are taller. It simply receives light, water, time, and care. And slowly, it becomes what it is meant to be. You can do the same. You do not need to become someone else. You do not need to follow another person's timeline. You do not need to have everything figured out today. You only need to keep growing. Quietly, honestly, patiently, at your own pace. One day, you may look back and realize that you were never really behind. You were only on your own path. And your path was still meaningful, even when it was slow, even when it was quiet, even when no one else could see it. So today, put down the need to compare. Take care of your own life, water your own garden, and trust your own pace.